Hello Railbirds, and welcome to another edition of Bird's Eye View. As we come to the end of the regular season, no matter how the Green Bay Packers finish their season, we're going to be turning our attention to the off-season pretty soon, as sad as that may be. Now, even if the Packers miss the playoffs by some off chance, they're still going to finish the season with a winning record. And I have to say, I have never seen a team with so many holes for having a winning record. Now, the Packers are going to have, even if they miss, a good season. You have to be happy about that. But there's a lot of holes on this team that they have to fill for 2010. Probably one of the biggest holes is the tackle position, where both Mark Tauscher and Chad Clifton, the bookends at the left and right side of the lines, they're going to be free agents. And even if they do come back, there's no guarantee that they're going to be able to be up to the challenge of another season in their 11th or 12th year in the NFL. Their bodies might just not be able to hold up anymore. And that might be a spot where the Packers have to go into free agency and get somebody fairly good, a starting caliber player, or perhaps like a first-round draft pick. Those are going to be major pressing needs going into the off-season. Another place would be safety. Both Atari Bigby and Nick Collins are free agents. Now, once again, the whole collective bargaining agreement plays into that whole picture, but it's certainly not out of the realm of possibility that both of them could be gone next year, or an injury occurs. And behind those safeties, guys like Derek Martin, Jared Bush, Matt Giordano, there's a lot of thinness in that position, if you will, at safety. So another place they at least have to have a rookie come in and provide some depth. Running back, I would say the Packers could go another season with Ryan Grant as their starting running back. There's still some time to play out left this season and into next season. He's been a 1,000-yard rusher here for a couple of years now. But, people may argue whether he deserves to be the starting running back or not, but I don't think anyone would argue that beyond Ryan Grant, there's nothing but a bunch of question marks. Ahman Green, who's, in the twilight of his career, highly doubtful he'll be back next year. Brandon Jackson, yes, he's young. Yes, he has potential, but he has yet to realize it in his 2 years as a backup in the NFL. Defensive linemen. The Packers seem to be okay along their starting offensive line. Cullen Jenkins, Johnny Jolly, Ryan Pickett, and they got B.J. Raji rotating in. So that's 4 deep, but you got to have 5 or 6 guys in a 3-4 scheme along the defensive line. And after that, the Packers have guys like Michael Montgomery and Jarius Wynn, guys that weigh about 270-ish, and that's just doesn't cut it in the NFL in a 3-4. You need guys who are 300 pounds, and that's going to be another area the Packers need to add at least one more person in that weight range. Quarterback, even if Aaron Rodgers and Matt Flynn are healthy next year, I don't think you can go into training camp next year without a potential number 3 quarterback. They might decide to go into the regular season with only 2 again, but you have to develop somebody should that injury occur, and hopefully somebody with a little bit of potential. If they go just with an undrafted free agent again and all of a sudden Aaron Rodgers gets hurt, Matt Flynn is the backup next year, and an undrafted rookie would be Matt Flynn, would be the starter, and an undrafted rookie as the backup. That is not very appealing, I don't think, to anyone. Cornerback, another position that at least needs depth. The Packers are okay with Charles Woodson, Tramon Williams. Now, Al Harris is coming off an injury, and he's a question mark. Will Blackman and Pat Lee both had season-ending injuries this year as well. You would hope a guy like Pat Lee could really produce next season, but again, no guarantee. So, a rookie at least, needs to provide some depth at cornerback. And special teams is another huge place where the Packers need depth as well. It's not inconceivable that the Packers could be with a new kicker, punter, and return specialist next year. Neither Mason Crosby, Jeremy Kapanos, and whoever is returning kicks has done spectacular this year. So lots of needs at many positions, so many areas to fill. Only, if the Packers had their full complement of draft choices, they only have 7, and it seems like they have at least 7 needs to fill on the team, if not probably more. In just the draft alone, it looks like Ted Thompson is going to have to be more active in free agency to fill some of these holes. Looks like the Packers could have another young team next year as they just keep rebuilding and restocking every year. So lots of things to think about as we head into the off season, which unfortunately just a few short weeks away. It's going to creep on us a lot sooner than a lot of people want. And just before I go, I want to wish all you Railbirds a happy holidays, Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Solstice, Festivus, whatever you celebrate. But thanks for being faithful readers coming to Railbird Central and sportsbubbler.com every day. So thank you very much. Have a happy holidays. See you later.